This week's Safety Toolbox Talk is on Berglund's annual boom and scissors lift training offered every year in the month of March with one of our primary lift providers. They have a classroom setting up in this window area up here. I've got 15 tradesmen and superintendents up there right now being trained in proper procedures on how to operate these. And then they bring our gentlemen down into this area here, show them the ground mechanics of these pieces of equipment, how to boom up, boom down, and go side to side and check all the safety devices at ground level on a level surface. And then each of the tradesmen get in these apparatuses, primary boom and scissors lifts for today's training. Obviously next week will be lull training that we also do. Lots can go wrong with boom lifts. We need to take into consideration our safety checklists. What Berglund has done is developed a PVC tube that we attach to the top rail of a basket of a boom lift. You do your checklist every morning, making sure you're on level ground, making sure you've checked all of your control mechanisms here so that your machine operates properly before you put on your fall arrest system and you go up in your boom lift. Now, fall arrest in these boom lifts, we are not supposed to be standing on the mid rail. We're not supposed to be standing on the top rail. It is required in a boom lift by manufacturer 100% anchorage to a 5,000-pound anchor point, which is that point right there in the corner. Those are designed for fall arrest. Now, if we're working at less than 18.5 feet, safety's best practice for boom lifts is a retractable device, maybe an 11-foot mini retractable rather than a shock absorbing lanyard. Whereas if we go higher and we're working at 24 feet to 30 feet, we would use our 6-foot Miller shock absorbing lanyard. Now, looking at these boom lifts, first of all, we have to have training if we're going to operate a boom lift and or a scissors lift. And then also we want it to be working on a level terrain, never more than a 3.5-inch slope in that terrain. And then once again, knowing how to operate these machines and not standing up on top of these rail systems. Each job logistics needs to be looked at to determine whether or not we're working on a level playing field and or a vaulted area where one of these things could tip over, something of that nature. Always bring these lifts down before you move them. Never move a boom lift while she's elevated. There's many things that can go wrong with tip over on scissors lifts and boom lifts. Many injuries caught by. Now, if I'm booming up, you see the structural steel up there and the utilities up in their sprinkler heads, it is potentially possible that an individual going up and not paying attention to the roof system could get crushed by the boom system itself moving upward. So we need to be aware of that. We need to be aware of overhead power lines. So on every job that we do in our pre-construction safety plans, we need to take into consideration our means and methods of doing our jobs, the site logistics, and the dangers associated with using a boom lift in that work zone jurisdiction. So let's cover boom lifts and scissors lifts along with our text safety talk this week on our projects, and let's have a safe week. Thank you.